the taste of butter? Wouldst thou like to wear a pretty dress? Wouldst thou like to live deliciously? This viral video of a black goat imitating a human would cause a stir on the internet. The unsettling way it is seen walking with hind legs have left people to believe the only explanation would be this is the work of the devil. Sadly, one likely explanation is that typically this unnatural movement is due to a hoof infection caused by not trimming the goat's hooves. Goats need rocks to walk on to trim their nails. Otherwise, the side of the hoof grows over the bottom, trapping manure under the nail. The nail will eventually crack and leave an open path into the bloodstream for infection to occur. However, this isn't the only situation causing a goat's upright mobility. In India, stunned villagers witness a goat strutting through town on its hind legs. This goat was reportedly coached by locals by tying his front hoofs together until he was able to mimic their posture. Meanwhile, a Chinese goat born without hind legs miraculously overcame the odds after learning to walk and even run using just its front hooves. In 2012, a statue of Jesus in India mysteriously began dripping water from its toes. Worshippers started collecting it and drinking it, believing it was holy water with magic healing properties. A man by the name of Sanal Edamaraku warned the people not to drink the water despite people believing it was curing them. Upon inspection, Sanal revealed that source of the water was actually due to a clogged drainage pipe behind the wall where the statue resided. Because of the faulty plumbing, people were actually drinking sewage water, which posed as a health risk. His claims would be met with resistance, some even threatening his life for his blasphemous claims. It got so bad that the Mumbai High Court considered his actions an offense towards religion that often carries a 3-year prison sentence. For charges to be dropped, Sanal would be forced to apologize. However, he refused instead and decided to move to Finland the same year before any kind of conviction. Ichiran Ramen would be recognized as the world's best restaurant for eating alone because they would force you to. The Japanese chain restaurant would make its way to the United States, opening in Brooklyn in 2016. When you arrive, the only interaction you have is with a vending machine with your order ticket. By way of the design of their private cubbies, or flavor concentration booths, as they're referred, dining solo would be required and enforced. Behind every booth is a bamboo curtain, which only raises once a bowl of ramen is completed by the chef. As it lifts, a bowl is presented by 2 hands, and then recedes back whence it came. In 2010, 19-year-old Australian rugby player Sam Ballard spent an evening drinking with his friends outdoors. This is when a slug came to their attention. One of Sam's friends dared him to swallow the slug. Not wanting to chicken out of a dare, Sam ate the slimy creature. Sometime later, Sam started to complain of aches and pains to his parents and explained to them what he had done. The parents would dismiss this as irrelevant. His condition only had gotten worse, until finally he had to be hospitalized where he would slip into a coma for over 400 days. The reason for his illness is that the slug was carrying what is called angiostrongylus, known more simply as rat lungworm disease. Found, as you might have guessed, in rats, it was transmitted through rat droppings, which were then eaten by slugs, thereby infecting it. The parasite worked its way throughout the body, finding its way to the cranium, which would trigger brain inflammation and then causing the coma. Once Sam awoke from his coma, he was completely paralyzed and reliant on 24/7 care. In 2018, he would pass at age 28 due to further complications from the disease. In 1720, a woman by the name of Mary would become the wife of journeyman clothier Joshua Toft. Together, the couple would have 3 children. However, one of the daughters would pass a few months after birth. It was 1726 when things began to get weird. When she went into labor, her neighbor was called and watched as she produced several animal parts. A month later, she would deliver even more parts. 3 legs of a tabby cat, and 1 leg of a rabbit. Toft fell ill and would deliver more rabbit pieces over the next few days. As the case would become more widely known, King George I would be fascinated by Mary Toft and send people over to investigate. Nathaniel St. Andre would witness Toft give birth to a rabbit's torso. He details that during his examination, he checked if it had breathed air by placing a piece of its lung in water to see if it would float, which it did. Then, after medically examining Toft, he concluded that the rabbits were in fact bred in her fallopian tubes. The king, astonished but still skeptical, sent surgeon Cyriacus Ahlers to do his own inspection. Suspecting it was a hoax, he played it cool by pretending he believed Mrs. Toft, taking some animal parts back to London with him to do some observations. Upon study, he reportedly found evidence of the rabbits having been cut with a man-made instrument and noted pieces of straw and grain in their droppings. In a preemptive move against Ahlers, St. Andre collected affidavits from several witnesses claiming that they saw Toft birth several rabbits in fear that he would be discredited and seen as a fraud. Toft's claims got wilder, stating that an explanation to all of this was that rabbits had ravaged her in the fields while she was weeding. Printed in the early days of newspapers, the story became a national sensation. In the book, The Female Physician by John Mowbray, he had proposed women could give birth to a creature he named a sooterkin. He also believed in maternal impression, which was a widely held belief that conception and pregnancy could be influenced by what the mother dreamt or saw. He warned pregnant women that over-familiarity with household pets could cause their children to resemble those pets. However, by the year's end, Thomas Onslow, 2nd Baron Onslow, had begun an investigation of his own. He discovered that for several months, Toft's husband had been buying young rabbits. Mary Toft would confess to the hoax and be imprisoned where she became quite ill. After several months, she was ultimately discharged, as it was unclear as to what charge should have been made against her. Following the hoax, the medical professionals who fell gullible to her tricks would be the subject of mockery for years to come. Freddie Freaker. This mysterious creature's strange design and lack of known origins made it an object of fascination and intrigue online, with the commercial advert often referenced and remixed. The advertisement would bring call to action to a telephone number where one could enter 1-900-490-FREAK. But what would happen if you called the number? What exactly was the advertisement trying to sell? While information on Freddie Freaker was sparse, on the YouTube account Silvacute84, who uploaded the advertisement, there would be someone who'd claim to be the creator of the freak. He states his name is Patrick Simmons, and that in 1987 he created Freddy for LA Toys for a MTV ad. He says he just got started in the FX industry. The arms were designed to move and bend, and he didn't know why he was left in the Jesus or T-pose. Those who called the phone number would have jokes told to them by the Freddie Freaker creature. In 2014, Breaker.com spoke to Simmons about what he knew of the project. It was revealed that the terms The Party Freak and Freddie Freaker were trademarked in 1988, but were canceled in the mid-90s. In 2017, the character gained even more popularity after being mentioned by the Oni Plays Let's Play channel. This inspired the YouTube animator Tithinian to create animations based off the gaming channel's commentary. Oni Plays also sells Freddie Freaker plushies, bringing the party freak to your home.
It's the freak phone, and here's the party freak. Freddie Freaker, dancing a new sensation, grabbing the nation, doing the freak. Call now, 1-900-490-FREAK. Join the party, the fast and easy way to hear what's scamming from New York to LA. Call now, 1-900-490-FREAK. What's happening, what's jamming, party till you drop. Dial and hear the action, what's hot and what's not. Call now, 1-900-490-FREAK. $2 a call.